Well, we're ready for the newspapers. Mama, good morning.
We are. Yeah. Good morning to you, Roland. You're good?
Chalade.
Yeah. And, you know, once we played episodes Wahala Day, tomorrow is 6th of March.
Yeah, ushers us into the mood.
We'll be 63. Just, oh, my God. Do we miss the man in Chroma or not? Wow. Do we?
I think going by what I've read,
do
yes.
we still have to ask him plenty questions?
It's just about the related issues of decisions that need to be taken by the political elite, you know, the leadership. And sometimes you have to push your way through knowing that there's foresight in the decisions that you have to take. And if you look at the decisions he took in relation to development, it looks like he was more right than wrong. I mean, if I have to summarize my observations, yes.
Well, plenty reflections, huh?
A lot. And if you ask me, episode song, even though we played it around the Christmas period, we brought him in, etc. Was it that time that we brought him in?
Oh, I think this was even before.
Okay, before his clip came
in.
Now
been nominated.
His lyrics, for the
music
VGMs.
Awards, exactly.
Okay, so his lyrics really capture what the ordinary Ghanaian feels. I mean, forget about all the related things about the inflows of foreign direct investment and the related investments and how construction is ongoing in the country, etc. But he captures what the ordinary Ghanaian in, let's say, Kwadaso or somewhere in the Doom or in Ashaiman or in Nima or Fadama, you know, or somewhere in Tamale Fields. And really, sometimes the politicians don't want to be told that the ordinary person feels that what you think about the development of our country is really not in tune with what I think. But he captures it well. But if you travel to other countries, yeah, relatively we're doing better.
Okay. All right, so let's throw it back at you. You watching us, let us know what you think. You can send us a WhatsApp message on our regular WhatsApp number. We'll put that on the screen as well. We're doing a lot of reflections. After all, tomorrow is the 6th of March. Our Independence Day. So let's start talking. Let's do the newspapers now, though. If you missed the news, well, right on time for the newspapers. We'll do the online review as well. So let me begin with the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Front page of the Times today. Government commits additional $2 million to fight COVID-19. But if you've been monitoring the conversations there, you know that this is still way below what is required. That's according to the health minister who did the press conference. We will go back to a lot of the things that he said, how we're preparing ourselves, how prepared are we. We'll put it on the ground with the people who are also on the ground to see if what we're doing is actually, significant, or we're just making headlines and not doing actual work on the ground. So we've got a heavy conversation on this coronavirus, which is spreading like wildfire, really. People are concerned for Africa. We in Ghana should be concerned about our country. Also on the front page, Kwesi Nyantakyi, another charge with fraud, granted 1 million Ghana cedis bail. One of the stories that we followed greatly for you yesterday, breaking it as it happened in the courts. Kwesi Nyantakyi finally in courts. But how would it all end? I guess we keep our eyes on that. Court frees 20 suspected secessionists. You know how we quickly Rambo style do things, and then there you have it. 20 of the suspected secessionists are freed. What didn't we do right? What didn't we get right? Keep asking plenty questions. I'm satisfied with our preparedness to combat coronavirus disease. That's the president, Akufo-Addo, saying there as he went around inspecting some facilities. But there are many practitioners who disagree. There are people who are related who do not think that we are ready. It's not just about the PPEs. It's not just about the PPEs. There's more to fighting coronavirus than just dressing to look as though something is coming and you're ready for it. So plenty of questions that people are still asking, especially when the World Health Organization has said we need some $35 million. And we've committed only 2 what to it.
Yeah, but the Ghana Health Service said they've spent in excess of a little 5 million. So
well, still way under what is required, isn't it?
But they're spending.
Yeah, but
that's the most important. They're spending.
Yeah, but what are you spending What's the expenditure going into?
Getting access to PPEs, making sure that the reagents for testing, etc., are available, getting those centers resources.
Ayo. All right. So let's do the back page of the Ghanaian
I mean, we have
Times.
to be realistic. Even the more developed countries have been inundated with this.
I am.
If that is the reason why we have to even be more, or we have to be more scared, that's another debate for another
my
day.
worry really is the fact that, you know, we had a plan for Ebola, and if we're just stuck to it and just finish what we had started, then this will not be all as if we're beginning. Do you get what I mean? So this corona thing will come.
Okay, so you're saying that we did something for Ebola with the help of the World Health Organization, and it looks like we should have carried on from there.
Exactly. Now we're starting
right.
all over again.
You're right.
And if this virus should just suddenly vanish, I can promise you that we will halt everything that we're doing.
Which would be logical, don't you think?
No, I don't think so. Because you never know when an emergency would come.
Yeah, I get your point, but
well, let's do two.
When you are doing expenditure, there are other preferential needs.
We're living like when it happens, then we'll try to deal with it. You know, when it happens, then we'll try to deal with it. Two stories on the back page of the Ghanaian Times, real quick. Government to tackle drainage before raining season. Again, this is another area that we know that we're not ready in terms of the drains. Gutters are still very much choked. There's a lot of work. Yesterday, the sector minister went round and he said, we're somewhat ready, but we're absolutely not ready for this. If the rain should set in April, we won't be ready. The drains will not be ready. Let's just be realistic. Get what I mean? Yeah, you should know this. Tema Wagadugu Port project begins next year. Let's follow up with the Business Finder newspaper. Okay, so that's what's on the back page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. The Business Finder, we will meet $1 billion revenue target. Vegetable growers exports, they're upbeat. GMPC cuts sold for $2.5 million Port Mine here Hospital. Make trade policy more favorable to local firms. That's a call from the Trades Union Congress. As usual, because it's a Thursday, that's the market summary, the consumer price inflation, interest rate, Ghana stock exchange, currencies. Well, the dollar, it looks like the cedi is doing well against the US dollar. Well, if you look at what's quoted here, it's 5.29, so that's like 5.3 Ghana cedis. The euro is 5.75, pound is 6.94. The one, that's the Chinese currency.
6.14, that's a pound.
Yeah, that's the pound, that's not great. The Chinese. The Chinese is less than a cedi, really. The SA rand, as in less than like 50 pesos worth. Yeah.
The rand.
The rand is really low.
Rand.
Yeah, man. The Daily Statesman newspaper, front page, documents expose NDC lies on EC procurement. All roads lead to Kumasi tomorrow as Asante Mine hosts 63rd National Independence Day celebration. I'm satisfied so far. President okay's measures to contain coronavirus. You hear there was some rumor that the defense minister had coronavirus. No, I don't know if you read it.
I read it. I also read a story that he was quoted as saying he was okay.
He was okay. Yeah. I guess it's just somebody who.
But you see, me, this is why I am more on the optimistic side than trying to raise too many questions. Because, for example, here's a situation. We say the defense minister, had, etc. But look, we have to be realistic. If we say that we want to benchmark our health systems with some of the best, we fall short. We fall short in larger percentages, and we have to be realistic. If we have to be more optimistic, it gives us a certain room to be more receptive to the messages or the communication or public education as to what we need to do and what we don't need to do. And that so also we have to...
Optimism will fight coronavirus, COVID-19.
I have not said that.
We face it with optimism.
I have not said that. I think that in your journalistic language, trying to twist related issues.
I'm not twisting anything.
Yeah, that's it.
You're saying that we have to be optimistic.
Yeah, we have to be optimistic.
We're not saying, I mean, it would even be a lie if we said to ourselves that our health system will be that of the UK or the US. I mean, we will be lying to ourselves.
On a personal level.
We're looking at what we have.
on a personal
and
level,
what we keep saying.
on a personal level,
Yes,
we
Roland.
can never have a bit of everything. We cannot. And we know that we're a developing country. We are where we are.
So what should we be doing?
Now, the assurances that...
When you hear the health minister say, for instance, that he got a call, he did a phone conference with the finance minister, and that they were going to meet over the budget, like, how does that sound to you?
It means that when you have appropriations, it means you have to go and justify what you need before they are released. That's it, because there are other competing needs in our economy. At the same time, we're fighting coronavirus, or we want to put in place measures to fight coronavirus. But at the same time, there are people... There are parents in schools who would need books to be supplied for their children in the schools that they have their children in.
Okay.
And we have to be realistic.
So we're optimistic and realistic.
No, what we need to do as media...
Roland.
No, what we need to do as media, which so far we've failed to...
No, we haven't.
No.
We haven't.
Because we're too pessimistic when we're asking the questions.
We haven't. Who has been telling everybody, reminding everybody, wash your hands under running water, and tell me that you have one promotion. Tell me that you have a promo that's making round it's like your social responsibility to play. Tell me. Or if you've been fishing the information out yourself and sharing to your viewers, tell me the package that you have from the health ministry that you play every day on your show.
Have you seen? I mean, I have seen.
Roland Walker.
I have not seen.
Tell me, you are a traditional media. I'm saying, tell me the package that you have in terms of a recording that tells people what to do every day on your show.
There are many.
Oh, you haven't answered.
No, wait. There's a lot of. No. Let me answer you. There is a lot of
houses.
No.
We do our bits.
Good.
But what is that one that's coming from?
And where is your role? Your role is to complement what the state does.
Okay, so that's why I asked you. Where is
because the state has not brought you a TVC. A promo, a TV promo and audio, and as a result of that shows that...
Okay, let's do the newspapers. We won't agree on this one, but we'll agree with the newspapers.
Definitely. And I think that the way we ask the question, because we create more panic than anything.
I don't think so. I think if anybody's been given more information, it will be the media.
And that's our role. So why is it that we're playing our role, then we're raising related issues? What's that?
Then you shouldn't ask any questions at all. Let's see what stories you have in the papers, and let's see what questions you ask, as in follow-ups. You have AM Talk today, don't you?
The Daily Guide.
We'll see the questions you ask. So just come and sit down quietly, and let the guests just say what they want to say and move on.
The Daily Guide.
Because we're optimistic.
And by the way, we're not interviewing the health minister. We're interviewing the chairman of Parliament's Health Committee.
Daily Guide. So
the Daily Guide has on the front page, Nyantichi charged with fraud. And it has an attached picture of him when he was making entry onto the court premises on Wednesday. Kwesi Nyantichi, former president of the Ghana Football Association.
Shall we also add that there were some football people who went into court yesterday to give him support?
Yeah, it's irrelevant. Yeah, I'm sure that he held many other related people also. So he's a football administrator. Former. Up there we have US-based man petitions against MPP candidate. And this is quite interesting. And I'll look at that story. But other stories on the front page of the Daily Guide. NDC threatens Airbus chaos. MTN launches telephone conversations. And we have Nana Storms Kotoka over Chinese Ebola. And this is supposed to be symbolic, indicating that even the president...
We're optimistic.
Yes, we're optimistic. And this is a great sign of leadership, I think. Because once the leader takes the lead, it also means that others could follow as well.
In wearing the mask?
We've not gotten to the point where everybody needs to be wearing masks.
No, you're saying something, so I want to understand, like put it in proper perspective.
So let me get to the back page.
When the leader wear the mask?
The back page of the Daily Guide. I've not said that. You are saying that if the leader...
you said we should be optimistic. So,
yes, we need to.
When you say something, I need to be sure exactly what you mean so that I'll be
I've clarified my point. I'm not saying that because the president is wearing masks, everybody should be wearing masks. Or Nooks Max, yeah, okay. So we have the back page of the Daily Guide. KP Boateng doesn't want to play for Ghana. That's what the coach, Siki Apono, said.
Yeah, but
KP Boateng also came to clarify, and I think he tweeted at Gary and said, he only talked to me. We just had a normal conversation. He didn't propose whether I would want to or invite me to come and play for the Black Stars, and I said no, etc. So that also has to be put into
But I think
some
people are
perspective.
blowing this out of proportion. First of all, Kevin Prince Boateng was not even directly responding to what the coach had said. He was responding to Gary's tweets that said that, I mean, it's difficult to get the dude to even ask him questions. So his response, his earlier tweet was direct, a response to what Gary had said. That's why I said nobody has spoken to him, and then people just went to town to say, oh, Sika Akuno was lying, and that Kevin Prince Boateng said he had not spoken to him. And then he came back again to clarify.
said we had a conversation.
Exactly, and said
but it just wasn't related to this.
Why do people want to, make an issue when there's no issue? If you don't want to play for Ghana, you don't want to play for Ghana.
I think so.
Yeah,
and I think
yesterday I asked George this question: how many of his mates, the people he played with, are still playing in the Black Stars?
But he's still playing.
Asamoah Gyan. No, as in club football. I'm talking about national assignments.
Asamoah Gyan is still playing. He plays in India.
Was he part of the squad?
If we had wanted Asamoah Gyan,
I'm saying that he wasn't part of the squad. That's
True.
what I'm saying.
True.
So if Kevin Prince Boateng is not part of it, what's the big deal? When was the last time he played for us?
That's a question.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean he can play for us. Other stories we have on the back of
optimistic Roland Walker
Daily Guide. He's playing top flight football, so he can play for us. Asamoah Gyan is playing top flight football in India. He can play for us. He has great experience. If you have two older players in the team,
we're ready.
Men can't that out. Tips to eliminate football injuries. Public education coming from Ministry of Sports.
Directed at who?
Mama views you're very controversial.
You're
very controversial. Let's be optimistic. Coronavirus, World Bank pledges $12 billion in an emergency aid.
Pledges to Ghana?
No, the world. Now let's go to the Daily Guide. The Daily Guide has on the front page, Daily Dispatch, vindicated again. NDC will go to court on new voters register. NDC Sami Jemfi is quoted here. Construction of National Cathedral start today. Mamavi Osabwaji's official deaconess and ambassador
of the National Cathedral. Listen, you know what?
Let me read this
again,
one. There you come. Airbus scandal. Government writes to UK's SFO to reveal the various identities. Those are my hands.
But listen, I think that sometimes we make too much noise
over coronavirus. Like
no,
government's
as for coronavirus, Roland Walker, you can't keep quiet about it. You've got to talk.
I'm not quiet over it.
I'm talking about
I think that you and I are the least people who are quiet over it, because every morning what we try to do is to get
I'm saying that, Roland,
our viewers updated.
So where is that deliberate communication? I get the fact that the Ghana Health Service, the health ministry, they're doing something, but this is an emergency. This is this is virus that's like just sweeping and
every day we get to communicate with the Director General of the Ghana Health Service or any other official related to the hierarchy, the top hierarchy of the Ghana Health Service.
Roland,
that's sort of education.
Okay,
you can say, Mama View.
I think you want to be impossible this morning. So let's do my JoyNews.com.
Look at you.
I was going to even talk about
this
the National Cathedral, but I'm not talking about the
bullying people on the show is not fair.
But I just also wanted to say
it's
that
pure bullying.
The cathedral is happening.
You do that to me all the time, and people are complaining. So now let me say my point. So this is the point. The fact that
are we talking about National Cathedral? Or we're talking about
what should we talk about?
The cathedral. Move on. As for Corona, me and you won't agree.
It's today.
Let's do my Jawline. Oh my God.
So we do myJawline.com before we take a break. Benedict also will be ready with the latest. Okay.
Should I do this, Mr. Optimistic Walker? Do you want me to do the online?
Yes, please.
Okay. Apparently, I need permission from you each time I want to speak. Ghana Hotel video of expatriate driving taxi thrills social media users. If you haven't seen this viral video of an expatriate,
was that real or she was just taking some a config or something like?
She was feeling Ghana. Then you might want to, if you haven't seen it,
I've seen it.
Maybe Patrick Gomez will open it by the time we're done reviewing. You'll probably
you'll get to see the Obroni in a cup.
This is from PM Express. I'm too young to leave politics. Kwabene Japan on NPP comeback. Well, he also said that he's got a very cool relationship with the president. Oh yes. Akufo-Addo nominates Kolendi to others to Supreme Court. If you've been following this man, you know he's pretty loaded. And I think it will be a joy to get him at the Supreme Court.
I think so too.
You know, when Databa retired, I was thinking that we would not find another Databa, but I kind of see a bit of Databa in Mr. Kolendi. We will see. We'll see. You know how he performs.
A very astute lawyer, well experienced, and I'm told for those who tend to do private practice for lengthy years before they make entry into the bench, they make very good.
Exactly.
Yeah. Either on the side of jurisprudence or the other side.
And he's pretty open-minded, so it will be good to have somebody like that on the Supreme Court.
Great.
It will be amazing. And watch out for his judgments. Kwesi Nyantakyi, one other person charged with fraud, granted 1 billion Ghana cedis bail. If you listen to his counsel, he said, Charlie, that's price is too much for the kind of charges slapped on them. Photo of the week, new foot greeting in the wake of coronavirus outbreak. Oh, so some say no handshaking, no hugging, no kissing. You can do something else to signify like your greeting or something.
They say leg greeting or
Oh, and then you can check out the fraud Nyantakyi is alleged to have committed. Exclusive details and state case on myjoyonline.com. I was on our page. Here we go. More. National Cathedral will surely be built. I wanted to give you a backstory as construction begins. And that tomorrow is today, actually. So the president will be on the site. But what I found fascinating, even though, listen, I'm excited, it should happen because, you know, we talk about things. We need this, right? We're doing this, so it really doesn't matter what you think or say. We are doing this. There's been a lot of court issues that has been battled. Whatever. Mentally ill Ghanaian dies in UK detention center. Roland is just confusing me this morning on the show. We've got plenty more stories on myjoyonline.com that you can check out. But I just wanted to remind you, a very good friend of the show, Trigmatic, has a concert this evening, later this evening. Trigmatic is one authentic young Ghanaian who tries to, especially when you think about independence and the fact that we do a lot of reflections and we talk about our history, you want to make time and watch Trigmatic live in concert at the Gold Coast Restaurant and Lounge, 6 p.m. today. It's only 50 Ghana cedis.
Where is that located?
Incredibly blown away. We will share more of this with you. There's Akablé also performing live at this
Joseph
concert.
Akablé?
No, not Joseph Akablé.
Oh, okay. This looks like Kel Songs. He'll also be at this
he's
event.
also performing.
Kel Songs, yeah.
Yep.
I love the way he looks now.
Yeah. So we'll tell you more about this concert, Trix concert, my live concert. You know, he's got the Osajifo concert as well. You know, one young guy who tries to maintain the history. I watched him perform at the Alliance.
Oh, okay, this is Akablé.
That's Akablé. That's the guitarist.
You should bring him on the show tomorrow.
Yeah.
What do you think?
All right, let's see.
Let's whet our viewers' appetites. He's dressed like Ghana, I think, even though Trek 2 does that. Yeah. There's episode 2 in one of the pictures I saw.
Yeah. Episode is also a great
It's great.
performer.
It's great.
So we've got some young guys
Wahala Day.
who tries to live tradition. They don't like to get the history go away.
Right.
We'll say good morning to Mr. Joe Forsing, who's watching the show
Mr. Joe
right
Forsing?
now.
Who is he? Mr. Joe Forsing, good morning. Maybe I will be a bunch of good morning. And we have to take a break. We have sports.
We'll bring you sports, yeah.
No corona virus.